You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. These are your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Friday, August the 7th, 2020. The Athletics and Yankees played each other. Final score of this game, 6-2. The Athletics scored first. They got a run in the first inning. They put up 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 2 in the fifth as well. They didn't score after that point, so their 6 runs held up because the Yankees only scored 2 runs, both of which were in the bottom of the fifth inning. Paul Blackburn got the win out of the bullpen, and Garrett Cole got the loss. He's now 10-6. The Red Sox and Rays played each other in an AL East matchup, and the Rays won this game. 4-1 was the final score. The Rays scored first in the fourth inning, then they got 3 runs in the fifth inning to take a 4-run lead. The Red Sox scored 1 in the eighth inning, their only run of the game, and they ended up losing by 3. Ryan Yarbrough got the win, Eduardo Rodriguez got the loss, and Jose Alvarado now has 4 saves on the season. AL Central Baseball played between the Indians and the White Sox, and the White Sox won this game 14-8. Both teams put up some crooked numbers in this one, and it was close up until the White Sox scored 6 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning to total 14 runs for the whole game, and they ended up winning by 6 runs, 14-8 the final score. Aaron Butler got the win, and Dominic Leone got the loss. The Tigers and Rangers played each other. 7-5 was the final score of this game. The Rangers scored their 7th run by the 6th inning, and then the Tigers were chipping away. They got 2 in the 7th inning and 2 in the 9th inning. They finished with 5 runs, 2 short of 7. But they were making a comeback at the end. They just fell short. Jordan Lyles got the win. Spencer Turnbull got the loss, and Jose Leclerc now has 26 saves on the year. AL West baseball played between the Angels and the Mariners. 7-3 was the final score of this game. The Angels came out on top. The Mariners scored first. They got 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning. Then the Angels started chipping away. They got a run in the second inning to make it a 1-run game. And then the Angels broke out with a 5-run top of the 6th inning. They also put up a run in the 7th, as did the Mariners. Final score, 7-3. Shohei Ohtani got the win. Eric Swanson got the loss. And Matt Andriese now has a save this season. The Twins and Royals played each other. AL Central Baseball. Final score of this game, 6-1. The Twins came out on top. They scored in the first inning. They got 2 runs. Then they put up 4 in the 7th inning to give themselves 6. And then the Royals scored in the 9th inning, but it was too little too late. The Royals lost by 5. Fernando Romero got the win, and Jacob Junis got the loss, his 15th loss of the season. The Blue Jays and Astros played each other. Close game, but the Blue Jays ended up winning 3-2. Each team scored in just 1 inning in this one. The Blue Jays got all 3 of their runs in the top of the 5th, and then the Astros were making a comeback. They scored 2 in the bottom of the 9th inning, but they fell short by a run. Hyunjin Ryu got the win, his 13th of the year. Josh James got the loss, and Ken Giles got a save against one of his former teams. He's now at 30 saves on the whole season. The Braves and Marlins played each other. 4-2 is the final score of this game. The Braves came out on top. This was an NL East matchup. Felix Hernandez got the win. Pablo Lopez got the loss. And Will Smith now has 38 saves on the season. The Giants and Phillies played each other. 7-4 is the final score of this game. The Phillies came out on top. The Giants got 4 runs on 9 hits. They committed an error. And the Phillies got 7 runs on 14 hits. And they put up a couple crooked numbers in this game to total 7 runs. They got 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning and 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Aaron Nola got the win. Kevin Gausman got the loss. And Hector Neris is up to 28 saves now on the season. The Reds and Cardinals played each other. NL Central matchup. And the Cardinals won this game 6-5. This game took extra innings to finish, but the Cardinals prevailed. Each team scored in the 6th inning. That tied the game at 4. Neither team scored in the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, or the 10th innings. But by the 11th, the Reds scored a run in the top half of the inning. The Cardinals were down by a run, but they were able to walk it off in the bottom of the 11th by scoring 2, which yielded the 6-5 final. Oliver Drake got the win, and Raisel Iglesias blew the save, and he got his 4th loss of the season. The Diamondbacks and Pirates played each other, and the Diamondbacks won this game handedly. 8-1 was the final score. Zach Gallen got the win, and Mitch Keller got the loss. NL Central Baseball between the Cubs and the Brewers, and the Cubs won this game. 5-3 was the final score. The Cubs scored 5 runs on 12 hits. The Brewers 3 runs on 7 hits. The Brewers started scoring rapidly in the bottom of the 9th inning. They put up 2 runs, but still fell short by 2. They could not reach 5. Yu Darvish got the win, Adrian Hauser got the loss, and Ryan Tepera got his first save of the season. The Mets and Dodgers played each other, and the Dodgers came out on top 6-2 was the final score of this game. The Mets started scoring early. They got 2 runs in the top of the 2nd inning, but then the Dodgers broke out in the 4th with a 4-run inning. They also put up runs in the 7th and the 8th innings. Jimmy Nelson got the win, his 12th of the season, and Rick Porcello got the loss. The Rockies and Padres played each other NL West baseball, and runs came at a premium in this one. And the Rockies came out on top despite being out-hit by the Padres. The Rockies got 2 runs on 6 hits, while the Padres failed to score after getting 11 hits as a team. Jeff Hoffman got the win, his 3rd of the year. Zach Davies got the loss, and Wade Davis now has 28 saves on the season. Let's take a look at standings now. Starting in the American League East, the New York Yankees still lead. They're 72-44, though they lost to the Athletics today. The Blue Jays, 63-54, they're 9.5 games back. They've won 2 games in a row. The Rays are on a 4-game winning streak, 59-56 their record, and they are 12.5 games back of first. The Red Sox are 58-58. They lost today. They're 14 games back of first, and the Orioles are still in last place. They're on a 3-game losing streak. They're 44-71, 27.5 games back of first place, and their elimination number for the division is at 20 games. In the American League Central, the Minnesota Twins won today. They're on a 3-game winning streak. They've won 7 of their last 10 games. They're 81-37, which is good enough for the best record in all of baseball, and they're the only team in Major League Baseball right now with over 80 wins. The White Sox, the next best team in the AL Central, they're 66-50, 14 games back. The Indians are 62-54, 18 games back. The Tigers, 50-67, 30.5 games back, and the Royals are 39-77. They're 41 games back, and they are 5 games away from being eliminated from the division. In the American League West, the Oakland Athletics are 71-45. They lead the division, and they're on a 4-game winning streak. The Astros have lost 3 in a row, which has caused them to move back further from the Athletics for first place. The Astros are 65-50, 5.5 games back. The Angels are 53-64, 18.5 games back. The Rangers in 4th with a 49-68 record. They're 22.5 games back. And the Mariners are 47-70. They got their 70th loss most recently, and they're 24.5 games back of the Athletics for first place. The wildcard standings in the AL look like this. Right now, the White Sox have the top wildcard spot. The Astros have lost 3 in a row, which has allowed the White Sox to pass them. The Astros are now a half game back of that first wildcard spot. The Blue Jays, the first team out of a wildcard spot, 63-54 is their record. They are 3 games back of that second wildcard spot. The Indians have fallen to 3.5 back. They're 62-54. The Rays are gaining ground. They've won their last 4 games, and they've also won 7 of their last 10. 59-56 is their overall record, and they're 6 games back of that second wildcard spot. The Red Sox still lingering. Their winning percentage is right at .500, and they're 7.5 games back of that second wildcard spot. And then every other team in the American League has a winning percentage under .500 and is at least 13 games back of that second wildcard spot. In the National League East, the Atlanta Braves have the lead, and that's the first time that a team other than the Nationals has led this division in a long time. 66-51 is the Braves' record. Trailing by a half game are the Nationals, who are 65-51. They're, again, a half game back. The Marlins are 62-55, 4 games back of the division lead. The Phillies, 57-60, 9 games back of the division lead. And the Mets are 51-65, 14.5 games back of the division lead. And it's also prominent to note that the Braves are on a 9-game winning streak. So while the Nationals slid off a bit, the Braves have been red hot, which has allowed the Braves to take sole possession of first place in this division. In the National League Central, the St. Louis Cardinals are 66-51. They still lead, and they've won 7 of their last 10 games. The Cubs are 61-56, 5 games back of first place. The Brewers still struggling. They're 52-63. They're 13 games back of first place. The Reds are 48-68, 17.5 games back of first. And the Pirates still in last. They're 43-73, 22.5 games back of the Cardinals. In the National League West, Los Angeles Dodgers won today against the Mets. They're 78-42 away from 80. They still have the second best record in Major League Baseball. The Padres are 62-55, 15.5 games back of first place. The Diamondbacks, a half game back of the Padres for second. They're 61-55, 16 games back of the division lead. The Rockies are 50-66. They've won 5 games in a row. They're 27 games back of first place, and their division elimination number is 19. And the Giants are 44-71, 32.5 games back of first place, and their division elimination number is 14. They've also lost their last 4 games. The National League wildcard standings look like this. Right now, the Nationals have the top wildcard spot. They've switched places with the Braves. The Nationals 65-51. The Marlins 62-55, as are the Padres They're both tied for the second wild card spot. The Diamondbacks are hanging around as well. The Diamondbacks 61 and 55. They don't have a wild card spot. They're a half game back of the second wild card spot. The Cubs still lingering around as well. They're 61 and 56, a full game back of that second wild card spot. Then you have the Phillies, who are 57 and 60. They're 5 games back. They're under 500, but they still have a shot to make a postseason push if they can get on the hot streak, get their winning percentage over 500, and then claim one of those wildcard spots. It's definitely possible. And every other team in the National League has a winning percentage under 500 and is at least 9 games back of that second wildcard spot. Let's take a look at league leaders now, starting with batting average leaders in the American League. Miguel Cabrera at the top of the 345 average. Miguel Andujar second best at a 339, and JD Martinez third best at a 335. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr., the leader, with a 346 average. 3 points behind him is Nolan Arenado, who has a 343, and Christian Yelich is at a 339, third best. Hits leaders in the American League, Miguel Andujar is at 161, JD Martinez second best at 157, and Miguel Cabrera third best at 156. In the National League, Jonathan Villar has the most with 162, Ronald Acuna Jr. is at 150, second best, and Nolan Arenado third best with 147. At bat leaders in the American League, Miguel Andujar has the most with 475, and in the National League, Jonathan Villar has the most with 489. Doubles leaders in the American League, Anthony Rendon, the first in the AL to reach 40. 2 behind him, Jose Abreu, who has 38, and Miguel Andujar rounds out the top 3 with 37. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 48, 11 behind him, Christian Yelich, who has 37, and Juan Soto and Ronald Acuna Jr. tied for third best with 32. Triples leaders in the American League, Adalberto Mondesi has the most with 8, Adam Eaton and Jose Altuve tied with the second most, they're both at 6. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 13, Victor Robles behind him with 8, Hunter Pence and Andrew McCutchen tied for third best with 7. Home run leaders in the American League, Justin Upton still at 39, he's still at the top. Yohan Moncada and Chris Davis tied with the second most home runs in the AL, they're both 33. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. up to 43 homers now. Paul Goldschmidt has the second most with 38, and Eugenio Suarez third best with 32. RBI leaders in the American League, Chris Davis has passed Lourdes Gurriel Jr. He has 95 RBIs now. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. still at 93, and Mitch Moreland rounds out the top 3 with 89. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt still at 100 RBIs. Ronald Acuna Jr. coming for him, though. He's 9 behind him with 91, and Eugenio Suarez third best with 90. Run scored leaders in the American League, JD Martinez and Rafael Devers, each Red Sox teammates, they're tied with 87. And in the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. has the most with 96. Stolen base leaders in the American League, Malik Smith at the top with 28 stolen bases, Adalberto Mondesi second best with 25, and D. Gordon third best with 23. In the National League, Trey Turner and Starling Marte tied with 39 stolen bases, and Jonathan Villar has the third most, he's at 31. Walks leaders in the American League, Shin-Soo Choo the leader with 74, and in the National League, Paul Goldschmidt the leader with 80. On base percentage leaders in the American League, Miguel Cabrera has the highest at a 420, Josh Bell second highest at a 409, and Josh Donaldson third highest at a 405. In the National League, Christian Yelich leads with a 437, Paul Goldschmidt 1 point behind him with a 436, and Ronald Acuna Jr. is at a 425. Slugging percentage leaders in the American League, Yohan Moncada has a 636, 10 points behind him, Justin Upton at a 626, and Josh Bell third highest at a 618. And in the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. has the highest at a 746, Paul Goldschmidt second highest at a 671, and Christian Yelich third best with a 658. On base percentage plus slugging percentage leaders in the American League, Josh Bell has the highest at a 1.027, Yohan Moncada second highest at a 1.020, and JD Martinez third highest at a 1.011. And in the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a 1.171, Paul Goldschmidt second highest at a 1.106, and Christian Yelich third best with a 1.096. Moving on to pitcher leaderboards, starting with wins leaders in the American League, there are 3 players tied for the top spot. Lucas Giolito, Hyunjin Ryu, and Jordan Montgomery all have 13 wins. In the National League, Walker Buehler has 15, Steven Strasburg has 13, and Jimmy Nelson third best with 12. Losses leaders in the American League, there are 4 players tied with the least amount of losses among pitchers to qualify. Chris Bassett, Kenta Maeda, Sean Manaea, and Masahiro Tanaka all have lost 2 games this year. In the National League, Walker Buehler has the least amount of losses among pitchers to qualify. He has 2. Saves leaders in the American League, Liam Hendricks has the most with 38, Roberto Ozuna second most with 36, and Brad Hand third most with 35. In the National League, Kenley Jansen leads with 39, Will Smith, Craig Kimbrell, and Kirby Yates tied with the second most saves. They're all at 38. ERA leaders in the American League, Jake Odorizzi has the lowest at a 2.49, Kenta Maeda second lowest at a 2.59, and Masahiro Tanaka third lowest at a 2.78. In the National League, Walker Buehler has the lowest at a 2.04, Marcus Stroman second lowest at a 2.30, and Steven Strasburg third lowest at a 2.49. Home runs allowed among American League pitchers. Kenta Maeda has allowed the least amount among pitchers to qualify. He has allowed 9. And in the National League, there are 2 players to qualify for the top spot. Marcus Stroman and Carlos Martinez are both at 9. Shutout leaders in the American League, Masahiro Tanaka is still at the top with 5. Garrett Cole second highest with 3. And Jacob Odorizzi and Jose Barrios, Twins teammates, each have 2. In the National League, Jacob deGrom has 5. Zach Wheeler second highest at 3. Sandy Alcantara, Aaron Nola, Merrill Kelly, Walker Buehler, and Clayton Kershaw all tied with the third most. They're all at 2. Strikeout leaders in the American League, Garrett Cole has 190. 12 behind him, Lucas Giolito, who has 178, and Jake Odorizzi, third best with 170. And in the National League, Steven Strasburg has 189, Clayton Kershaw second best at 171, and Aaron Nola third best at 170. Complete games thrown among American League pitchers, Masahiro Tanaka has thrown 5 complete games, Garrett Cole has thrown 3, Jake Odorizzi, Jose Barrios, Corey Kluber, and Aaron Savali have each thrown 2. In the National League, Jacob deGrom has thrown 5, Zach Wheeler has thrown 4, and Aaron Nola has thrown 3. Innings pitched leaders in the American League, Hyunjin Ryu has the most with 169, and in the National League, Aaron Nola has the most with 162 2/3. Walks allowed among American League pitchers, Carlos Carrasco and Daniel Norris have each walked 30, the least amount among pitchers that qualify. And in the National League, Brett Anderson has allowed the least amount among pitchers that qualify. He's allowed 31. Whip leaders in the American League, Jake Odorizzi has the lowest at a 107, Masahiro Tanaka second lowest at a 108, and Sean Manaea third lowest at a 109. In the National League, Jacob deGrom has the lowest at a 104, Marcus Stroman second lowest at a 108, and Steven Strasburg third lowest at a 109. Pitching war leaders in the American League, Jake Odorizzi has the highest at a 4.3, Masahiro Tanaka second highest at a 3.9, and Kenta Maeda third highest at a 3.3. In the National League, Jacob deGrom has the highest at a 4.1, Walker Buehler behind him with a 3.9, and Steven Strasburg third highest at a 3.7. Batting war leaders in the American League, Yohan Moncada has the highest at a 6.7, DJ LeMahieu second highest at a 6.5, and Yasmani Grandal third highest at a 5.9. And in the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. has a 7.4, so does Marcus Semien. He's second best, slightly lower than Acuna Jr.'s, and rounding out the top 3 is Nolan Arenado, who has a 6.9. These have been your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Friday, August the 7th, 2020. I'm Nicholas Callis. You've been watching Major League Baseball's Virtual Network.